Craving a meal that's bursting with flavor, irresistibly cheesy, and incredibly easy to make? Tonight, let's transform your kitchen with Pulled Pork Carnitas Quesadillas, a savory, satisfying dish that brings together tender meat, melty cheese, and crispy tortillas in every bite. Whether you're cooking for a crowd or just want to treat yourself to something delicious, this recipe is sure to become a favorite. Let's dive into the secrets of making Pulled Pork Carnitas Quesadillas easy, delicious, and ready in no time. Imagine the aroma of slow-cooked seasoned pork, its edges caramelized and crispy, mingling with the scent of golden, toasty tortillas. Carnitas, the classic Mexican-style pulled pork, are famous for their rich, complex flavor and melt-in-your-mouth texture. But here's the good news. You don't need to spend hours in the kitchen to enjoy these flavors tonight. With a few simple shortcuts and a handful of fresh ingredients, you can have carnitas quesadillas on the table in less than 30 minutes. Let's start with the star of the show, the pulled pork carnitas. If you have leftover pulled pork from a previous meal, this is the perfect way to reinvent it. If not, look for pre-cooked pulled pork at your local grocery store, or pick up a rotisserie pork roast or even rotisserie chicken for a quick substitution. The key is to season it well, giving it that signature carnitas flavor. In a skillet, add your pulled pork and sprinkle over a mixture of ground cumin, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, a hint of chili powder, and a squeeze of fresh orange juice. This combination mimics the traditional spices used in carnitas, brightened by the citrus. Cook the pork over medium-high heat until the edges start to crisp up and the meat is heated through, about 5 to 7 minutes. The orange juice helps caramelize the pork, adding a touch of sweetness and tang. While the pork is doing its thing, it's time to prep your other ingredients. Quesadillas are all about customization, so feel free to tailor them to your taste. Start with cheese, the glue that holds everything together. A blend of shredded Monterey Jack and sharp cheddar works beautifully, providing a creamy melt and a satisfying bite. For extra authenticity, sprinkle in some crumbled queso fresco or Oaxaca cheese, which melts beautifully and adds a subtle tang. Next, prepare your add-ins. Sliced jalapenos add a gentle heat, while finely diced red onions bring crunch and sharpness. Fresh cilantro delivers a hit of herbal brightness. If you like a bit of sweetness, add a handful of corn kernels or some diced roasted red peppers. At this stage, keep it simple. Let the rich flavors of the carnitas and cheese take center stage. Now, let's assemble. Lay out large flour tortillas on a flat surface. On one half of each tortilla, sprinkle a generous layer of your cheese blend. Top with a portion of your crispy seasoned pulled pork, spreading it evenly to ensure every bite is packed with flavor. Add your preferred extras, onions, jalapenos, corn, cilantro, then finish with another sprinkle of cheese. Fold the other half of the tortilla over the filling to create a half-moon shape. Cooking your quesadillas to golden, crispy perfection is easy. Heat a large skillet or griddle over medium heat. Add a light swipe of butter or a drizzle of oil for extra crispiness. Place the assembled quesadillas in the pan, being careful not to overcrowd. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes per side, pressing down gently with a spatula. You'll know they're ready to flip when the bottom is deeply golden and the cheese has started to melt. Cook the other side until it's just as crispy and the cheese is perfectly gooey. Once the quesadillas are cooked to perfection, transfer them to a cutting board and let them rest for a minute. This helps the cheese set slightly, making them easier to cut. Use a sharp knife or a pizza wheel to slice each quesadilla into wedges. The crispy, toasty tortilla gives way to a lava flow of cheese and juicy carnitas with every cut. But what's a quesadilla without the right sides and toppings? Serve your pulled pork carnitas quesadillas with classic accompaniments: cool sour cream, chunky guacamole, and fresh tomato salsa. For a tangy kick, a squeeze of fresh lime over the top brightens every bite. If you want to elevate your meal, try a quick pickled red onion or a smoky chipotle crema. Not only are these quesadillas a treat for your taste buds, but they're also incredibly versatile. Feeding a family or a group of friends? Double the recipe and lay out a toppings bar so everyone can customize their own. Looking for a lighter option? Use whole wheat or corn tortillas and swap in reduced fat cheese. Vegetarian? Substitute the pork with hearty mushrooms or jackfruit, seasoned with the same spices for that carnitas flavor. What makes this recipe so weeknight friendly is its flexibility. The pulled pork can be made ahead of time or even purchased pre-cooked, making assembly a breeze. The quesadillas themselves cook in minutes, and cleanup is minimal. If you're planning ahead, you can assemble the quesadillas in the morning and keep them refrigerated until dinner time, ready to cook when you need them. For a Mexican-inspired feast, pair your quesadillas with a simple side salad of crisp romaine, tossed with fresh corn, black beans, cherry tomatoes, and a zesty lime vinaigrette. For a heartier meal, add a bowl of Mexican rice or creamy refried beans. And don't forget an ice-cold beverage, sparkling water with lime, a frosty Mexican beer, or a tangy agua fresca. Let's take a moment to appreciate all the ways pulled pork carnitas quesadillas can fit into your weekly routine. They make a fantastic lunchbox meal, reheating well for next day lunches. They're a crowd pleaser at parties or game nights, easy to cut into bite-sized triangles for sharing. They even make a satisfying breakfast or brunch. Just add a fried egg on top and a spoonful of salsa verde. If you're feeling adventurous, you can experiment with flavors and fillings. Try adding sautéed bell peppers and onions for a fajita-style twist, or a handful of fresh spinach for color and nutrition. For a smoky note, toss in a few spoonfuls of chipotle and adobo. For extra crunch, sprinkle in some tortilla strips or top with crispy fried onions. The beauty of quesadillas lies in their simplicity and adaptability. With just a few ingredients and a hot skillet, you can create a meal that's greater than the sum of its parts, crispy, melty, and packed with bold flavor. The combination of savory carnitas, molten cheese, and golden tortillas is pure comfort food, perfect for unwinding at the end of a busy day. So tonight, skip the takeout menu and bring the flavors of Mexico to your own kitchen with these easy pulled pork carnitas quesadillas. From the first sizzle of the pan to the last cheesy bite, you'll be amazed at how such simple ingredients can yield such satisfying results. Whether you're cooking for one or feeding a crowd, these quesadillas are sure to become a go-to favorite. Easy, delicious, and endlessly customizable. The next time you find yourself wondering what to make for dinner, remember that a few pantry staples and a bit of creativity can deliver a restaurant-worthy dish in a fraction of the time. Pulled pork carnitas quesadillas are more than just a meal. They're a celebration of flavor, texture, and the joy of eating together. So gather your ingredients, heat up your skillet, and get ready to enjoy a meal that's as fun to make as it is to eat. Tonight, dinner is served. Easy, cheesy, and absolutely unforgettable.